Welcome back to another episode. We had exciting news come in yesterday where Bob Melvin announced that Hayden Birdsong is going to be set to make his major league debut today against the Chicago Cubs. This is pretty exciting. He's only 22 years old. He'll turn 23 at the end of August. Coincidentally, he shares a birthday with my brother. He's a sixth round pick from 2022 out of Eastern Illinois. He went the community college route, jumped over to the uh, Eastern Illinois, and they got drafted in the sixth round. He has flown through the Giants system. Uh, Went through A ball to high A to double A last season. Started the season this year at double A, dominated, had a 2.05 ERA in double A, gets called up to triple A, made two starts. Has like a 5 ERA in triple A in two starts. He only threw 9 innings down there. One was in Reno, so take that for what it's worth. It's like pitching in Coors Field. The other one, last week in Sacramento, he threw 91 pitches and went 5 innings and gave up 2 runs. So it was a solid outing. What you're going to get with him. So I'm going to kind of run through his pitch mix a little bit, and then we'll kind of talk about the numbers that he's put up since being in the majors and kind of what I've seen out of him because I've watched a lot of his starts this season in the minors, and he's exciting. I mean, I've said it many times in past shows that he's my favorite arm in their system. I think he has the most potential upside of any of the arms in their system right now because of the fact that he has quite a few really, plus pitches. So starting off with his pitch mix, the one that kind of draws attention is he has a fastball that runs 96 to 99. He actually cleared 99 several times in his AAA debut, but he comfortably cruises about 96 to 98. Now, I've heard people talk about its shape and how it's not, the movement, it's not ideal for a fastball. Um, I'm not one of those people that's big on the whole pitch shape on fastballs and stuff like that. To me, that matters more if you don't have good secondary pitches, which he does. He has a curveball that is probably his best pitch right now. Similar to Landon Roop, he is willing to throw that in any count at any time. He can throw it for strikes. He can throw it to get people to chase. It's a really highly effective pitch. Especially with right-handed hitters, he's locked up a ton of guys. It's that and his fastball are his two swing and miss, strikeout pitches. Those are the two kill pitches that he uses a lot. And then he also has a really solid slider. The slider he uses more earlier in counts from what I've seen, where he'll try and get either, he's trying to mix movements. He tries to get people to make soft contact. He might try and steal a strike, but it's not really the pitch that he goes for strikeouts with. That would be his fastball and his curveball. He also throws a splitter that is a definite work in progress. Um, I remember seeing a few of them in spring training that where he got some pretty ugly swings with it. I've said in the past that I think it has the potential to be his best pitch. Right now, it's probably his worst pitch, but if he figures it out, when he locates it well down in the zone where it starts at the bottom of the zone and just the bottom falls out, it's disgusting. And he gets some really bad swings on it. So that's kind of what his pitch mix is. He'll kind of sink his fastball sometimes. He'll, take velocity off, he'll cut it. He'll give you different movements. He pitches exclusively out of the stretch, um, and has kind of a high release point. He will slide step. That was something that, going back and uh, cutting up some of the videos for him to put on here, I was seeing some slide steps mixed in with guys on base, which is, with how the Giants have been giving up, or stolen bases like crazy, where frankly, I'm not going to put much of that on Bailey. Most of that has been due to the pitching staff's inability to hold runners. He will mix slide steps in. So, that's a pleasant, that's a nice thing to see when we're watching some of these guys throw. But now we're going to kind of jump over the numbers. I mean, this is going to be a pretty quick video, honestly, just kind of giving everybody a little bit of a background about him. So in 2022, they drafted him. He, pitched his very limited amounts in the complex league and then in A ball. So last season, he threw 100 and two-thirds innings, had a 3.31 ERA and a 1.22 whip across three levels. As I said earlier, he started in A ball, got promoted twice. When he got to double A, he struggled a little bit last season, but then this season he started in double A and like I said earlier, he had a 2.05 ERA and 48 and a third innings. He threw nine, he's at 57 and a third innings right now on the season. His season numbers are, he has a 3.02 ERA with I'm sorry, that's not right. He has a 2.51 ERA with a 1.17 whip. So he doesn't battle nearly as many of the walk issues as Birdsong or Harrison, or sorry, Wisenhunt or Harrison did uh, in their time in the minors. But he does, the command is the question mark. Now, I don't see as many, Harrison, you watch, you see him miss up and in, especially to lefties. He misses up and in a ton. It's that arm side up in the zone that's been his bad miss. And he throws a lot of pitches that just aren't close. Birdsong, I don't see as much of that. He's usually around the zone. It doesn't mean his command's perfect by any stretch. When you have stuff that good, sometimes you do miss out in the heart of the plate and you do miss in general, which that's going to happen. But I think he's going to benefit from the major league zone, which is a little bigger, especially when you compare it to what you deal with in AAA with the challenge system that we're doing the ABS before. And we've seen how that's helped Harrison a little bit, where his walks have gone down. But overall, you look at his walk rate and it's, career wise, yeah, A ball, it was 4.5, 4.75. Went to high A in Eugene last year. It was 2.25. So it went down in Eugene, but it was in a very short stint, only threw 36 innings there. In double A this season, it was 3.72. And then it's been 6 in triple A. Now, it was only 9 innings. So it hasn't kind of balanced itself out. Probably would have gone down a little bit. But then you also look at his strikeouts per nine. In the lower levels, he was striking out 15, 16 hitters per nine. Since he's been in the upper levels, it was 12.91 in double A last season, 11.36 there this season. It's 14, he had 14 strikeouts in 9 innings in triple A this season. I believe last season he had the second highest strikeout rate in the minor leagues. This season, it's the fourth highest in the minor leagues. So amongst starters, at least. So he gets a lot of swing and misses. So this is an exciting call up. Is he here to stay? Probably not. The reality is this is definitely a desperation move. They need innings. I mean, we've been harping on it. Like they aren't getting enough innings. And Birdsong is stretched out where he's been pretty consistently throwing at least 75-ish pitches. A few times he's cleared 85. Last week it was 91. So we know we can get pitches out of Hayden Birdsong. Hopefully he can just be effective, get them, 5 innings. And I think there's a good chance that Mason Black is going to piggyback him today after the, bullpen game yesterday, and we'll see how the kids throw it. But it's an exciting call up now. Just because his command isn't always great, and just because he's been kind of rushed. Yes, there's the potential that he could get lit up, and I don't think it's going to destroy his confidence all that much. But it could happen. But there's also he's not doomed to fail. It doesn't necessarily mean he's doomed to fail. Like he could end up being really solid and forcing an issue to where they try and figure out, giving him more starts going forward, especially where the team is at currently, where their season's kind of hanging on by a thread. I mean, we're at the midway point in the season. The schedule going up to the All-Star break's pretty brutal, so it's going to be a lot can change. A lot can happen over the next month, and I think he's going to at least get a couple starts, and we'll see how he does. I'm really excited. Hopefully, everybody else is really excited to see his how he does today and going forward. But uh, other than that, as always, I appreciate the support from everybody. And if you can drop a like, subscribe, all the things on the video, I appreciate it. Share it with your friends. If you have any, friends that are Giants fans that want more content to check out. Other than that, I'll be on NorCal Sports Network probably tonight and we'll get a live show with Dan is going to be going either Thursday or Friday. Haven't figured that out. Haven't nailed it down yet. And then also next Monday, I'll be doing the minor league update with Ricky. So check all those out. Other than that, have a great day, everyone. Go Giants, and we'll catch you all next time.